Hey folks, welcome back. We're still in the medieval era as the English because this has been a somewhat challenging game so far. Last time around we had a bit of a war with Orange and they threw a lot of waves of units at us, even captured Corral for a bit. We managed to pull out the win and take Gnosis here, but they're still a pretty big empire and they are currently at war with the green player and some of their vassals. Meanwhile, the green player is closest to me, or at least they were closest to me last time I checked. Now I guess it's the orange, but relatively tight fame at the top between me, orange, and green. So this episode will be kind of looking to take some stuff off orange, because they have a lot of stuff vassalized at the moment, including black, purple, as well as the brown player down here. We're primarily concerned about the purple and black players here since they have more immediately accessible lands. I have been struggling a fair bit with some of my outputs, including science. As you'll see, my tech output is pretty slow right now. This is way farther behind compared to where I would normally be at this point in the game in terms of tech research speed. I was also looking at religion this game, and this is a bit of a consideration for me here because I am not winning this religion game right now, right? Like the Greens player's religion has been adopted nearly everywhere. That isn't my territory, right? I guess blue still kind of exists over here, but I'm going to need a way to push back against that. So we're going to start with some kind of administrative things to try to set us up for the rest of the era. And the first is going to be getting a holy site in my capital here. And this is in that territory that's currently converting to Taoism. And we're going to want to finish that as quickly as we can. So let's just get enough stuff on that obelisk. Maybe if I do that, there we go. We just want to get that done in one turn, and hopefully I can prevent this from converting. The other consideration as well is that we are building Todaiji in Byblos at the moment. And Todaiji it does give you some faith, so that'll increase my religious pressure from Byblos. But the other consideration as well is that it increases the number of turns before your territories are converted to different religions, which is not normally very important, but in this game could maybe help stem the tide a little bit while I turn that around. This will also be a consideration for who I pick as a culture in the next era. It makes the Spanish or the Ottomans quite a bit more attractive as far as who I should pick. Also, I would say the Mughals as well, because their Jama Masjid gives faith per population. So all picks if I feel like I want to get more religious stuff. I do have the tier 2 tenet already. I don't have tier 3 or tier 4. Unfortunately, Raised Monuments was taken already, which would have been really nice to have, but there are some other decent options around, and Issue Gluttony is still available, which is one of my favorites tenets and will be useful this game if I can manage to get it. Alright, so let's make sure we're getting all that stuff. Alright, and let's think about, well, +5 on Corral. Oh. Okay. Can we... Yeah, that population rush is a little bit too expensive. Well... okay, let's get these longbows, because they'll eat up some of this population, so we don't just lose those freebies. I should also think about, do I have any? Yep, I do. Let's get those grievances on the Mongols. I'm also just going to refuse all their demands. They can't get any more war support. They're at max already. And because I'll now have more demands than they do, I will get an increase to my war support generation against green here. So I'm going to move some of these guys to be in a decent position, and I think against green. So I think maybe 3 armies in that area, and then a few armies down in this area. I'll also need a couple armies to deal with Memphis as well. Suppose okay. I was about to say, suppose I'm an expansionist and can trespass, but that's not actually true anymore. I was thinking I was still the Achaemenids, but I am in fact the English. So they can idle there. I will get a tech that increases my unit slots. So let's grab heavy infantry and maybe cavalry after that. It would be nice to upgrade to knights. And I really need to increase my science outputs. It's really painful having this many turns on a wonder, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy that guy out. Well, how many turns do I have till I lose a pop? I'm just gonna buy that guy as well. I do value not losing population if I can avoid that. And yeah, we'll just leave the queue as it is, I suppose. I suppose a little bit of pop loss there is unavoidable. Well, not totally unavoidable, but not worth the investment I would have to make in order to avoid it, I think. Make sure we're cleaning up kind of these random armies that are running around to the extent that we can. They do have a lot of movement, so it's going to be pretty difficult to catch them out. Okay. So we shouldn't be generating any separate grievances against those players since they're vassals, but they will increase our war supports against the main, against the overlord. What's Thebes doing at the moment? Toeji? Okay. Because I am thinking that this city actually has pretty decent production. Let's get like another army, something like that. I actually think Byblos is probably better positioned to make more units, so let's do that there. Then down here, could actually probably use this army here. Move it up this way. Okay. So they're going to try to, well, I guess they're not pillaging, but they retreated last turn, so I should be able to catch this army here, which will make a war declaration a little bit easier in a few turns from now. All those archers should be fine. Mr. Longbow, technically, but you don't know what I mean. Take out their fire supports. I think I should be able to get a rear attack there. Ah, they have one more Gazzetti. Never mind. No, that was a mistake. I should leave a unit there, because otherwise I could come around and attack my longbows. Pretty straightforward battle, that one. Non-aggression pact with the Aztecs. That is interesting. It would reduce my need to focus on military in the next era. I can always just break it later, right? Because I want to focus on some of the other players at the moment. I'm going to accept that for the time being. We definitely won't maintain that, but it'll be good to know that they're not going to strike me while I'm trying to deal with some of these other players, you know? Okay, so we do want a charcoal kiln in here. I need to build some of the things that'll reduce the cost to absorb the city, I think. I think we'll end up absorbing this one into Mycenae. Yeah, I am kind of leaning towards the Mughals at the moment. It would be nice to have more stability support, but I'm actually doing fine in most of my cities. Okay, so there's Todaiji. So I could get another wonder if I wanted, which is Notre Dame. Which actually might be worth it this game. Though the consideration is that what I'm really interested in is Machu Picchu, who's been taken. The Inca. So I'm hoping the Mongols, I got previously the Mongols, now the Inca. The AI love Machu Picchu. They love claiming Machu Picchu. So if I don't go up soon, I may lose it, but also if I have claimed Notre Dame and haven't built it, then I will not be able to claim it if it is available, so that's a consideration as well. Okay, I'm going to move these armies up here. That'll let me strike black once I declare war. I'm getting placated, which is expected. Would really like to have Memphis under my control. Up in Thebes, okay. Have those units coming out. I suppose Nineveh down here could be a problem. That had been occupied by Orange not that long ago. Yeah, because right now I have unupgraded units. So let's get some... I'm going to let it finish this Maker's Quarter, because I do need some more industry in here. I guess maybe, let's do one pikeman, because then that'll take one of these population, and hopefully I won't lose that extra pop. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to claim Notre Dame at the moment. So this will also be an important... actually, this will be interesting. If I can force this this other green, this light green player to adopt my religion in war, that'll basically set me up for the rest of the game here. Okay, let's start moving my units that way. I think I need to give it another turn before I'm really ready to rumble here. Maybe another 2 turns, because I'd like to have heavy infantry, and my swordsmen upgraded so they're not totally outclassed. Okay, I am going to support freedom for the purple player. Which means the black player will still be a vassal by the time we go to war. Let's see. Tolerance gives plus 25 faith on territories following a foreign religion. Do you have a decent number of districts producing faith? Patriotic could actually be nice here. Yeah, I am going to be producing units pretty consistently throughout this game, so unit cost reductions are decently valuable. Okay. Gnosis, let's get flood irrigation. What else? Yeah, we'll want the city watch. I'm just trying to reduce the absorption cost of Gnosis once I have the ability to do that. I would also be nice to attack green very soon, just so I can stop them from getting manufactories to the extent that I can. They did go up to the next era. It's unlikely that they're going to have that tech and that they start building them immediately, but that is a consideration as well. 2 turns until this crisis resolves, which would make things easier for me, because then I can declare war on purple as a separate player. I'm going to make that demand. Not much I can do about this at the moment. That's too far out of the way. This is a very annoying city for them to have settled. And, okay. So, I am very far behind on science, and I was looking around for cities that can support some more science districts, and I think this is a pretty decent candidate down here. I could also consider attaching another territory. I only have 2 territories in the city at the moment. I think this one would make some sense. This will give me access to another one of these, which will support my stability for a long time to come. So let's get that stronghold. Let's move some people off food and onto industry. Make sure we have money going. And the same thing here. I can redistribute all these guys. That stronghold will get the rest of the population supported here, we'll stop losing food. Could consider attaching here, but this is pretty low industry in this city at the moment, so I'm worried that'll increase the cost of my districts too much, whereas in here I have pretty decent industry, so I'm not as worried about it. Yeah. Okay, so how many turns on that? 2 turns. So I think that'll be the target for a war declaration. Oops. Come on. Okay, have some new grievances. Let's do that. I was attacked somewhere, apparently. Don't know where. Ah, up here. Don't know what they're attacking me with. Let's take a look. I think that's manageable, given that I have longbows, hopefully. Whereas they will be using direct fire units. Okay, yeah, that guy should be fine there. Let's back that guy up. That's on low ground, so it's attackable by multiple via multiple spots that have high ground advantages against us. Okay. Now I can bring these guys in, who I kind of expected to be there at the start of the battle, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I think I would like to have longbows up on that spot there. And we're going to use the longbows to try to focus down units that are outside of the walls to begin with. That guy should be fine for one more round, I hope. I wasn't expecting them to have so many units. Alright. Really need to kill these crossbows. Trying to figure out how I can best preserve my units here. These crossbows feel a little bit stronger than they should for some reason. Maybe I'm just used to my pikemen just bowling everyone over. So I am going to do that. I know that sacrifices a unit, but they were going to die anyway. There wasn't really anywhere I could go with them, and it lets me take out those crossbows, so I'm happy to trade pikemen here. Especially since this will completely deplete their military by the time I actually am looking to attack their city. Let's see. I think that attack preserves slightly more health than the Gazzetti, so I'll take that one. I want to take out as many units as possible. Okay, that's fine. Wish I had had this army a little bit closer, but what are you going to do? And then, because I expect purple to break away, I'm going to move these units over in this direction so that they can support against that green player when we come to blows. Get the swords in there. Okay, that stronghold, and then I would like to start building some science quarters down here. I think maybe around this area looks okay. We will want more industry, but I'm thinking I'll probably take the Mughals in the next era because I need production really bad. Like, I can feel my game slowing down. Getting that research quarter. I think we'll get that research quarter. Well, let's get a turn of production in the stronghold just so we don't lose it. It is important to have that stronghold, but then we're going to pivot to the research quarter. So there's my builder star. So we got 3 of those. Science is so slow at the moment, which is very unfortunate. Alright. And combine those armies now. Fewer armies to micromanage is a good thing. And what's my target for era transition? I might make a rare decision to not get 3 scientist stars, just so I can get access to some wonders, as well as some of the abilities of the next era's cultures. Just because, the Jama Masjid would be super good. I had thought about Jasan as well, for that extra science. But a lot of their science is, based on already having science, is my concern there. Would be a decent harbor. Okay, I would like to claim that territory, please. It's going to take a long time. I just wanted to get something down before those guys claimed it. I could also maybe attach another territory. I guess there's someone there. A treaty. I'd almost prefer if these guys go away. I would like this territory, so I don't think I'm going to sign any agreements with them. They don't have any valuable resources or anything. Whereas these guys actually do have some resources down here. What's this one? That one's pretty close to light green already. Be nice to get this marble and porcelain though, so let's establish contact down here, and I'm going to start putting some resources into improving relations there, just so I can maybe get access to this marble particularly, but also the porcelain. Okay. They declared a war with each other. Okay. So, yep, they're at war with purple and with orange. So once we get our units positioned, we will be all set to declare another war here. I could think about doing it this turn. I think there's an argument that I should go for this turn. These guys, I'm worried about this army here and my ability to attack the city. Get a preview there. 177 versus 177, that's probably just their garrison. I could pull these units over maybe, but I'm a little worried about purple. I'll leave them there. Okay, alright. I think I'm going to do it because I can attack the black one right away. So let's just do this war deck and get this over with. Attack Memphis for the second time. Really wish I had had the city already. My empire would have benefited a lot from having captured this rather than this being vassalized before, but what are you going to do? Okay. So those crossbows are high priority for me, so I'm going to focus them down. I'm hoping I can do it exclusively with my ranged units. Great. So you get pikemen in a decent position, and then up here. Okay, I guess everyone's low ground really, so let's just that. Make that attack. These guys are high ground as well, so I feel pretty comfortable doing that. These guys, I think I might want to move. Just because too many avenues of attack there, they'll get beat up pretty easily. Okay, so pikemen, I think. Actually, I guess maybe the peasants here, just so I can get another, start getting more units in. Should have been maybe a little bit more decisive about that. So I think we can do that. Move units into the city. Then up here. Maybe kill them? Not quite. That's okay. We'll make that attack. Just get in. Get adjacency. Take out the peasants. That leaves just these pikes left. I don't want to attack them. I have range superiority, so I can just take them out with my longbows here. Great, so there's Memphis. Then I can bring those units down towards this other city here. Yeah, not my best era. Well, disappointing as far as my eras are concerned. Okay. Let's continue getting the infrastructure stuff that we need. This city's pretty much developed already. We're going to grab that extra war supports. Oh, did not mean to move these guys. How's religion? I'm stable at the moment.
As feudal.
Okay. So we now have access to knights, which I've been waiting for to upgrade these chariot units. I guess let's just get these guys together, and then I've kind of been waiting for that before I go after Nineveh here. So let's get these units into position. I don't know why I am like crossing a river there. That's in a city, so that shouldn't count towards... shouldn't count as a movement penalty. At least as far as I'm aware. But let's see. So, fine with knights just kind of sitting on the front line and taking hits for me. Just see where they deploy. Alright. So, yeah, it's weird that I can't get up there. Treating it like a river crossing, even though it's in my city. Don't think we want to make too many attacks. Do the peasants? 27 combat strength. Does this guy have the militia thing? No. They feel very strong to me. They have a bonus from a adjacent district. That explains a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to use the our archers to do most of the damage here. Okay, I'm going to pull that guy back. Get in there. Wish I could get to a spot where I'm not on a river. I guess maybe right here won't count as a river, since that's a district. Can hopefully remove those peasants. Not quite. Push up with a unit that can actually make an attack there. Then can kill those peasants. Kind of want to retreat here. They'll get rear attacks there, so I'm more okay taking the river penalty in this situation. Just because it reduces the total number of units that'll be attacking me, and I won't get that rear attack penalty. Okay, hit the peasants. That one might have been a better target, but it's fine. And then we can finally get into the city and take those peasants out. Okay. Pretty smooth start to this conflict so far. I think in part because they're already in conflict with some other players, so I think they're a little bit distracted. Yeah, want to keep them there. This army, I'm gonna hang out with them until I can bring some more of these units down. Seems like a very strange place for a DMZ, but sure. Maybe another 4K-ish, a little under that, for another merchant star. Might be worth it. I mean, this is a pretty close game, so I might have to scrape the barrel for some fame here. Largely because it's been a little difficult for me to get my economy going. Part of that is because I've been investing so much time and money into military. I would really like to get my economic game going as well with some market quarters. Okay, scientific facts. 1% science on holy sites is going to be my play. And hex. We're going to want things that lead to centralized power. I guess we already have it unlocked, technically. Furnace steel would be good for high furnace. We want military architecture eventually to be able to absorb cities, but it's not a huge priority. I think furnace steel is probably the one that makes the most sense, so we can get our production going to a reasonable level. Let's see, anything else in the city that is required? We'll want that Alchemist Workshop, I think. I think I start making merchants' quarters here, just because I already have a decent number of them in this city. I would also like to get animal barns, just so we can continue to grow. And we'll do the same thing in this city here, just so that absorb cost will be about the same. I'm going to... I don't know what's going to happen here if they break free while I'm at war, so I'm actually going to support the green player. Because I'm worried that I'll lose occupation if they're granted their freedom, or lose the ability to annex that city, which would be like the most annoying thing that has ever happened to me in a game of Humankind, to lose a city like that twice. Okay, prosperous, fanatical, stability. Let's just get prosperous. Can idle there. So as I can come up this way as well. I could also try to go deeper into their territory, but I'm a little worried about that, given that they were playing the Mongols. They do tend to have a pretty large number of units running around, typically. Yeah, I think I'm committed to getting this last money star if I can. And possibly influence star. Oh, nice. So I just got the city before the war even ended, which is like a great outcome for me, actually. All right, let's readjust people onto industry. Let's buy some things that'll be useful. How's the city look? A lot of market quarters. Also hanging gardens in here. So that, yeah, so I'll get some extra money on my cities because of that. So the hanging gardens counts as a manufactory. How valuable is another stronghold there? Pretty valuable, given stability. Why is that so low? Just from number of districts? Doesn't feel like it should be that low. Regardless, let's get a move on down here. See how this looks. Oh, that looks fine. No major issues. I'm not going to fret over my deployments here. Okay, make sure we have a full front line. Just going to focus these guys down one at a time. And then we can start getting some high ground attacks from there. But otherwise, if I don't have a major combat advantage, there's no need to take any melee attacks. Oh, they have some scouts coming in. Funny. Okay. Let's back that guy up. He is at risk of dying. These peasants are quite strong, which is a little annoying. Okay, take those peasants out, take those scouts, and that should be that. Great. I think I was already at my max militarist stars. Pretty close to getting this money star. And let's let's start moving towards Asur. That seems to be like that's almost certainly the capital. Wow, that's a lot of leverages that are lying around there. Unfortunately, a little bit risky to send an envoy in that direction. Okay, so the black player has this right here. Let's start making demands. This might actually be a city worth taking. Particularly because it has ebony it has ebony and papyrus in there, so we definitely want that territory. Okay, I was just looking around at what luxuries some of these other territories have. If I upgrade these tonight, I don't know if that is worth it. Not sure if I'll quite get that this turn. I will. And I could wait another 2 turns for the aesthete stars. Might be worth it. I'm going to want guilds anyway. I'm still a little worried about green getting manufactories, potentially. But I don't suspect they have great science output. Okay, I'm getting attacked by independents here. Don't really have a strong reason to retreat. That area looks like it's completely inaccessible, so we can park some archers up on the high ground there. I'm actually going to do something like this. So I don't want to have this unit here that's vulnerable to high ground attacks. That seems fine. This is a very strange attack for them to make. Yeah, this feels like just AI things where they make an attack for some weird reason, even though they don't really have any advantages in making that attack. Because they're just going to sit back here now. Sometimes it feels like the AI are designed to just try to hamstring you for no particular reason. This is one of those cases. I mean, I know they're an independence, but there's really no reason for them to be making this attack on me. This is a losing battle for them in 100% of situations. Okay. Because I can just sit here and do this. See what they do. Okay, yeah. Alright, they're just going to sit there, and I don't want this battle to last forever, so I'm going to go after the knights a little bit more aggressively, even though that'll put me on these rivers. try to like beef up some of my units via adjacency bonuses here. Not quite. I'd like to guarantee a kill there. Really wish they hadn't made this attack. Such a silly attack for them to make. Alright, this is perhaps a little bit dangerous. I feel okay having 2 armies heading over this way, though. And up in Byblos. Okay, High Furnace would be great. Artificial Reservoirs I'll want eventually. It's not like the best I've seen because of the way this map is generated. Probably put it off for a while. Alchemist's Workshop will be important. So move someone onto Science there. Same thing here, we want Science filled in. Also fine with, like, this is pretty decent for farmers because I have a lot of coffee, so I am actually working those slots for once. Yeah, I'm thinking I like prioritize fame so much, and maybe to my detriment, because I am going to start losing access to things. Caribbean pirates suck anyway, so that's fine. I'm fine with that. But I may not get some of the wonders that I want, which isn't that big of a deal. But I was hoping to get Machu Picchu. It would have been a fun addition for me this game. Let's see. Let's get in there. Yeah, I wish I had something to say about this particular battle. But it's one of the most pointless battles that I've ever fought in Humankind. Maybe I should just take this city, honestly. They have some luxuries here. I would burn it down once I took it, but just convert it back into an outpost. Yeah, that's nice for me, actually. Gonna make that attack. Oh, is that Citadel of Alamut? I thought that was a natural wonder for a sec. Yeah, that actually gets me right in range of attacking the city. So this might end up being a less challenging war than I had maybe originally anticipated. Let's see, where do I want to target? Probably the edge right there. I think that's easiest to get units into. Also, maybe if I go there, I can get, or maybe here, I can get some of those units to target me. I'm gonna kind of put the knights on the edges, I think. Don't need to attack into the city, though. I just want to see what they do and how they target my units. Ah, they have some arquebuses. Okay. So what we're going to do is take them out, obviously. But definitely the most dangerous unit. Alright, so peasants are gone. Actually, the arquebuses kind of make me worried that their tech is a little bit more advanced than I thought it was at first glance. Okay, I can take those peasants, take out those peasants. So let's get in there like that. Get some adjacency. Okay. So there's Asur. Yeah, they have another arquebus there. Their war support is going to decline pretty quickly, though, and these other cities that they have are not nearly as important. Just gonna have them idle and keep an eye on that guy. And Corral, 25 industry there is nice. We do want science as well. Don't think it's worth buying out. Let's redistribute some of those guys. 38 industry there. How much to it? Only 12 from High Furnace and Hattusa, which is kind of too bad. Okay. Gnosis. Yeah, let's just get the infrastructures in here. Again, we'll be combining those later. Oh, weird. I've never seen this event chain before, and I don't really remember what triggered it. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, that stability loss. Let's get these strongholds, at least one of them, because this city is struggling here, and I would like to get over that threshold so I don't get a bunch of rebels running around, because it's pretty annoying. Fine, we'll just attack from that direction, I suppose. Do that. Is that the only thing left for this turn? Looks like it. Alright. Okay. Alright. We're looking okay. This isn't the best position I've ever been in. A few more turns, and then I can actually pick a culture. This has been a very extended medieval. I do find medieval is a very punishing era if you haven't done particularly well at the start of the game. And I do think the Hittites make it hard to have a really good setup at the starts. I think I would have done better with some other cultures, but I did want to make this a challenging game, right? Like, it was kind of deliberate. See, looks like I have some grievances available, maybe? No. We have a non-aggression with them, right? I'm going to renounce that for now. Do I need to pursue anything more against them, or am I fine waiting for that to run out? I think I would like this war to end as soon as I can, so we might try to hit one of their armies. Okay, I think if I... So if I get military architecture, that'll get me my last aesthete star and science star. If I got 20 more leverage somehow, I could also maybe... That's 5 there. Yeah, I might not be able to get that one. That's fine. Avarice might be worth picking up here. I think I mentioned that already. I think, yeah, just having any luxuries really is kind of worth it at this stage in the game, just because of the effects that you get. So I'm deploying these guys far back because they have that extra range from being longbows. Oh, these are still levies. Amazing. So they have the extra range from being longbows, and I don't want them on the river because I want to avoid the penalties for fighting on river, right? Whereas some of these other units that I have at the moment don't really have an option, because there is so much river around here. One-shot them, and there too. Alright, easy peasy. Get cultural blessing. We're going to get the extra influence on main plaza and administrative centers. It's a pretty clear choice for me on this one, and we're just going to pillage that right away. That's not a city that's really worth having. That's obnoxious. I'll have to assault Asura again. Should have been paying more attention there. Should be pretty easy still, but obviously not my preference to have to kill the peasants again. So I think we will distribute like this. Then I can get some melee rear attacks here. I think they deployed there. Yep, so I can get in the city. I think I can get a rear attack on those peasants. Can maybe kill them. Okay, nice. And then we'll get these pikemen in as well. We'll target... Let's see. There's a difference of 2 combat strength against both of these. It doesn't really matter who I target, so we'll target those guys. Do want this to resolve this turn, so I'm going to play my hand fairly aggressively here. Okay. This should be fine. These guys will still be alive. And take out these peasants, hopefully. Nice, and then we can get in the city here. Attack there, let's pull those guys out. Make one more attack. Alright. Not so bad. That will carry over some of those militarist stars into the next era. Like, we're way over our threshold for that. Yeah, you can just work on whatever, I guess. Just go ahead and claim this right away again. I'm going to purchase that harbor. Alright, and we can force surrender here. So let's see how much stuff we can grab. I'm also going to force them to convert, which will be nice. Let's make sure we're grabbing attached territories. We definitely want Asur. Ninua is probably lower priority. Asur is a much more developed city. Let's see. Is that importance? It does have some research quarters there. This city is not super well developed, but I think has some potential. There's a lot of territories around it that I can attach. There's like this territory has very little in it, so I think I'm probably fine giving that one up. Yeah. I can't claim either of those, but that's fine. I think I'm good with that approach. Why? That should be on cue. Okay. So I need one more turn for influence. So I am just going to pick up, like, start researching that. Okay. I am pulling a little bit away on fame. Actually, if I renounce those, will that get me that Diplo star? Not quite. But I can do that, and I can do that, and that will actually get me a Diplo star for the era. And to renounce the oppressing my people, because I do have a non-aggression pact with Orange for now. Alright, so let's reposition armies. We're going to be heading over in this direction. Like, the plan is basically conquer all this stuff over here. We are going to maintain a standing force in Asur. That is a higher risk city to hold on to. And yeah, let's buy out some strongholds here. I think these will help a lot, and I am sitting on a decent amount of resources. Let's make sure we're prioritizing our industry for now. These are pretty expensive strongholds, but they'll pay off in terms of stability and outputs later. I could consider skipping that one there, which I think I might do because the city needs some maker's quarters. Actually, it's not struggling so much on production, not as much as I thought. Maybe I actually just lean straight into the research quarters here. Yeah, this area up here actually looks like it would be alright for research quarters, so let's start doing that. I can idle, they can idle. And House of Scribes will be important. Now I'm just going to buy that artificial reservoir so we keep growing. And let's actually build a research quarter anywhere. Doesn't look like it. That 32 industry will be nice, but I am kind of saving that spot for Mughals, I guess. I think maybe in here looks okay for research. Oh, I did build a research quarter there, actually. Yeah, so we'll start filling that area out. I'm just going to grab that House of Scribes. And up in Thebes, still very low stability here. Let's grab the City Watch. And the commodity market as well is looking pretty decent for what it is. Could also grab a stronghold in here. I'm going to buy that one, I think. 7 food, probably not worth it. Go industry. Is this city even worth having? Yeah, I think. I mean, well, maybe not, because like all the infrastructure is missing. This might be more effective if I pillage the city and then resettle it. Okay, so there are my stars. Every time I look at this, I'm like, well, I could get the next star. Because this one, it's 3.4 thousands. 3 turns. I don't think that's worth delaying, though. I can't fight that battle. So I should be looking at, let's see, who I'm taking here. Okay, I'm getting a little distracted. Let's look at fundamental values. This reduced garrison industry cost would have been nice before. I am leaning more towards the Commons Quarter reduction. The garrisons are not going to be as prevalent from here on out. And I would like to be farther along on Liberty, just so I can get that extra influence on emblematic districts. But I guess this one gives stability on garrisons, which isn't so bad. I'm going to kick the can down the road on that one. Okay, so considerations here. I've ruled out the Maori because the PA is kind of redundant with the English strongholds that I have already. So Joseon are a consideration, but I feel like they go best when you already have a decent amount of science. So I think I'm looking at like the Mughals, the faith and industry per population would be really good. Like Jama Masjid is the reason that I'd be picking them. Ottomans, the faith per district is nice. Like everything about heavy weapons is nice, and the Janissaries are quite strong. The Poles, maybe. I mean, like this would give me the Barbican, but I think I need like outputs or like really strong kind of offensive units at this point, and the Poles don't really offer that for me. The Spanish are also a consideration, so this gives positive stability on the Cathedral Gotica, which is definitely a benefit and the +1 faith per population wouldn't go to waste. I think the main reason for the Spanish is that +3 CS on unsupplied units is really strong. But I think I've talked myself into the Mughals over the course of the stream, just because the extra industry and faith per population is so good. So we're going to grab that, and we're going to kind of go through the process of taking the first turn here, just to set ourselves up. Okay, wow, everything's still available as far as wonders, which feels unusual. Do I risk going for Topkapi first before Machu Picchu? I think I do. I'm too interested in efficiency to not do that. So, we have some really solid options here. That +30 faith will definitely not go to waste. We're going to deprioritize the manuscript atelier, and actually looking at how much of this I'll need to do. Maybe I save that for the next episode. So, obviously we'll be going straight for humanism for the luxury manufactories, and hope that not too many of them have been taken already. And just take a look at what this is here. Not too worried about emblematic unit. Let's grab the extra combat strength on militias. Okay. And I think that leaves us in a decent spot. We'll get that down. Maybe evolve a city here, potentially. Though, on second thought, right, because I do need my influence for wonders, is my other consideration. How long would it take to build Topkapi? I'm like waffling on what to end the episode here. Probably not build it in Byblos. It already has a bunch of wonders. Maybe Thebes would help with the stability issue here. Does this not exploit? Huh. It says it does. Maybe put it on the river there or something. Okay. Well, I will deal with that once we come back, I think, because we've just hit an hour for this one, and I feel a little bit more confidence in this game than I did when I started, but I also feel like I'm on the slow side as far as my tech is concerned, which is a little concerning. I feel like I'm typically pretty far ahead of the AI in tech, so I am worried about like getting manufactories, for instance, could be a challenge this game. But we'll just have to deal with the consequences of that, I suppose. Sorry, I'm like going ADD around the map here. I'm just kind of like thinking about what my plan of action is for next time. But yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.